Hello, Rich from Appealing Signs. Today I'm going to show you how to install your graphics, whether you're installing it on a boat, on your truck, or your glass, or whatever you're going to use it for. So, first of all, what you're going to need to do is make sure you clean your substrate. Clean it very, very well. Take a nice clean rag, load it up with your alcohol, clean off all the wax, dirt, and grime. Temperatures need to be above 50 degrees, so make sure you have the proper temperatures. Measure and locate where you're going to be putting your graphics. For this case, I put it onto a white substrate. You will be hanging it up like this. I also would take a piece of, this is painter's tape, and just mark it where you want this particular graphic to end. So for this case, I'm just going to put it here because I know it'll fit, and this is where the graphic is going to end. You can take it and dry fit it. So you can try and see where it's going to land exactly on your boat or wherever you're putting it. So dry fitting it, you can tell if you want to center it. You could just take some painter's tape and hang it there to make sure it's level or whatever. Sometimes you'll have a taller graphic, so you need to know where your bottom line is going to be. So that's one of the things. When you get your graphics in the mail, what's going to be happening is we bring them and ship them with this sealed over on each side. You need to take and trim that up on each side and then trim it down here to get to the bottom of where that item is, just like we did on this sample. This way you know exactly where to put your graphic onto your substrate and where you'll be able to see where it's going to end. So in this case, I will take this graphic off, and as you can see, we already cut it, the part that you're going to need to hold. Peel it off very, very carefully. Make sure anytime you have lowercase letters that hang lower, make sure you have enough room for all of that, just in case. Then what I'm going to do is line it up with the bottom, line it up on the right where I put my transfer tape, and down we go. In this case, if you don't have a squeegee, I say use a credit card. All you need to do, go up and down. Don't be afraid to put some pressure on it to make sure its substrate is down. And here we go. Now what you do is peel it off. And away you go. In this case, it looks as though I did go over a little bit with my E on the end. It's not a big deal. We can pull off that from underneath without a problem. Take this, peel it back, and peel it out. And away it goes. So now you're good for your regular dry fit. Now I wanted to show you how to do it with the wet application. I put a spray bottle in here with 3 or 4 drops of dish soap. We currently use a Dawn, which is awesome, and it works well for us. So basically what you want to do is add the soap, mix it up. If you don't have a spray bottle, you can use it in a regular bucket or whatever. Now what you're going to do is wet down your substrate. Now we understand that, okay, if this is going to be up and down, it's going to be dripping, it's not a big deal, just have a spray bottle to add more. Then what you also do is turn your graphic over and spray that. If you have 2 people, you can do it with 2 people. If it's a long graphic, it's a lot easier to put that up with 2 people, one on each end holding it. Now what you do is line it up where you want to put it onto your substrate. Squeegee it down. This takes a long time to dry, especially in humid temperatures. So you're going to have to let it sit. Don't be afraid to let it sit for a long time. If you're in a hurry with this, you can use a hair dryer to try and dry it down. Wipe it with a nice clean rag. Don't use any dirty rags around this graphics. Let it sit, and do not try to get it off right away. You need to really be patient with these wet applications. Overnight really, really works well. Depending on humidity, temperatures, so forth, it's going to take longer for it to dry. Once you leave it dry, you can also, like I said, if you want to try and do it quicker, you can use a hair dryer or whatever to try and get that out. But if it starts to peel back where you can see it's pulling the graphic, it's not dry yet. There's nothing wrong with your vinyl. It just needs to dry more. So depending on if you have too much soap in there too, it'll take longer. So I want to thank you, and please purchase below at appealingsigns.com.